Hey everybody, welcome back, Dauntless here, and today I am going to be doing another video for Space Quest. That's right, I'm going on to the third game, the Pirates of Pestulon. Now, there's a few things that have changed while Roger Wilco was asleep inside of his little escape pod from Valhall's fortress. You will notice graphics have suddenly become better because while you're taking a nap, after you take a nap anyway, things look a lot nicer. The sound is definitely upgraded. No longer is the music just the random bits of beeps and stuff. It's now a combination of beeps and some feedback. The uh, the overall puzzles have gotten better. The controls are better, and Roger Wilco is now the official name of the character. You'll also notice that every once in a while he actually says something, which he only did once in the last game. So without any further ado, let's get into Space Quest 3, The Pirates of Pestulon. This is actually one of my favorite themes, too. So I remember this was the first Space Quest game that I really became, in fact, the first computer game that I think I really remember anything about, and it was really fuzzy. I was so young when I was playing these. 4 was the one I remember the most, though, because I was old enough. It has been an indeterminate amount of time since Roger Wilco rocketed away from Valhall's burning space fortress. Time stands still for our hero in suspended animation. Its engines long spent, the small escape pod drifts aimlessly through unfamiliar star fields, its course altered many times by small asteroids and space debris. Inside, Roger lies undisturbed in his sleep chamber, but not for long. Yeah, the music is much better in this one. You'll also notice there is a crazy amount of pop culture references in this one. For the time, anyway. This was made in I think the first one was 86, so this would have been late 80s. Like early 90s at the latest. And there's the Star Destroyer. That symbol language it showed on the screen there before, they use that in the next one as well. The pod, considered to be nothing more than another piece of scrap, is taken aboard a robot-commanded garbage freighter. Unfortunately, these robots have no regard for organics. Uh-oh. And there's our hero, a little more close up than normal. The small pod is jarred by a sudden shock, which triggers the sleep chamber's revive mode. As the glass shroud slides back, Roger slowly begins to regain consciousness. But where am I? It's bad when you play something so much that you even remember how many times the guy blinks. So check out that detail. Like, so much going on in the scenes in this game. There's a couple areas where it's kind of blank, but overall it's still amazing. You notice that the sounds from the pod grow softer until they are imperceptible. Having served its purpose and taxed its resources, the pod gives a final hum and shuts down. You are standing in a debris-cluttered junk bay. An escape pod rests in the middle of the room. There are chunks of metal lying around, which seem to be small sections of old spaceware. A closer look at the object on the floor reveals that it is a warp motivator. It looks a bit more high-tech than the other junk strewn about this locale. Sturdily constructed, its only protrusion is a modular plug near its base. Alright. Now again, I'm going to just let you know, I've definitely played this before, so I'm probably going to not do everything, and the reason is so that I don't end up with a video that is a crazy length. I already know where the ship I use to escape is, which is why I'm basically going the wrong way for somebody who's just starting to play. There's really no wrong way, you do want to explore everything, but yeah. I am going to start saving. Pay no attention to all these other saves, because I did not totally try and record before and totally screw myself up. The deaths were also a little more interesting in this one. Observe. Yow! It's obvious that the metal was sharper than you. The resulting laceration turns you into a living fountain, at least for a few moments. Unfortunately for you, this show was your finale. Good luck in the afterlife. A brave but fatal attempt at arterial art. So yes. You'll notice also there's some good pop culture references here. Here's the TIE Fighter. This is an Acme product from like Wile E. Coyote and stuff. And there's the Jupiter 2 from Lost in Space. I'd like to say for the record, TIE Fighters are my absolute favorite like fighter ship. I like X-Wings, but something about the TIE Fighter, its unique shape and everything, just love it. Somewhere, there's an oversized android missing a limb. Since this is a robot-run ship, I wonder if he was one of the earlier people running it. Another example of great deaths in Space Quest. And I'm not going to do all of them, but yeah. Whee! Not a pretty sight. Shredded like an Iran-Contra document. Oh! Oh, that went by fast. You're a less than choice cut, Wilco. Also, you'll notice that the game pauses when I'm typing. That way I don't have to, like, type as quickly as I can. There we go. And yeah, you can die from falling off this here pipe. You can die from almost everything in this game in one way or another. And I'm saving a lot. Because I tried doing an earlier video and I totally botched it up. And I'm saying totally way too much. That's kind of scary. But yeah, I botched it up big time. I ended up forgetting stuff and I had to go back and forth, and then I forgot another thing and died. And my save was all messed up. So yes, this is actually my second time trying to do this video. Plopping into the seat, you grasp the forward-backward control of the grabber. In this room, the rail makes a U-turn. There is a chute at the bottom. In the middle of are panels of monitoring devices being tended to by a droid. It's not a model you've seen before. The droid appears to be dedicated to his workstation. It seems harmless enough. Never trust Space Quest when it tells you something is harmless. Or at least it seems harmless. Okay, so this is one thing, again, I've played this enough times before, I know where to be, but normally this is a lot of trial and error. You could also technically look down. I'm going to test it out because again, we did trial and error. We went around until we found the right thing, dropped the claw to pick it up, and then, yeah. We had to know where to put the the warp motivator. Looking down makes you dizzy. Oh, yeah, it's trial and error, big time. There's no way you'd automatically know where to be when you first play through this. A few more sounds here and there, things making hums, things like that. It's kind of nice because it adds a bit of ambiance to the maps. Or the sound of the claw machine and stuff like that. Sensing an adequate surface, the claw releases its cargo and begins to ascend the ascent to the grabber unit. The object thuds into place within the cavity of the ship. Tinker Toys. That's the escape pod from Star Wars: A New Hope. At least I think that's what that's supposed to be. It looks like it. This is... Excuse me. This is about the time that people started realizing how much pop culture references they were putting into these games, and this was like the epitome of it. 4 did pretty good, but I think this one had more than any other. Oh, I forgot to read that, I'm sorry. Basically, I come to a soft landing. You seem to be in a debris-encased hollow. Poking out of the ceiling is the chute which you originally entered through. Some crusty lamps linked by non-UL approved wire provide additional illumination. Some brittle-looking wire runs from lamp to lamp and then disappears into a hole to the left. You peer into the small opening and notice a tiny reactor which seems to be providing power for the lights. You unhook the reactor from the cheap wires and take it with you. I'm being watched. You can hear something scurrying around above you. You can't actually see the rats because they're hidden in the shadows. I can see those, they're right there! Bending aside a thin piece of scrap, you find an opening into another area and climb on in. Pow! Biff! Batman. You seem to have been mugged by some type of large rat. As you pick loose fur from your teeth, you notice a less bulky feeling. If you check your inventory, he stole the reactor. Little furball. Oh wait, I can actually do this now. You take the only decent piece of wire available. And of course I have it sped up so that I can kind of get through this in some time, you know, reasonable amount of time. You unhook the reactor from the cheap wires and take it with you. Alright, we should be on our way. You grab the ladder and shove it in your pocket. Ouch! That's right, I memorized that one. It has nothing to do with me having already done it before. You believe me. Alright, let's see. And this is the point where I'm going to save, because this is the point where everything went to crap. I don't think I'm forgetting anything, but... Oh, that was Optimus Prime. It's a sleek-looking number if you can disregard the junk it's rooted in. It must be a recent addition to the collection, as everything seems to be intact. Etched on each side is the name Aluminum Mallard. On top is a small hatch. Aluminum Mallard. Also, can be translated the Millennium Falcon. Ladder. You notice it to be slick up here. Be careful. I'm always careful! You move into position, and grabbing the dull finish of the hatch's handle, commence to open and enter the ship. At first, you are surprised at how intact the ship's interior is. Immediately to your right is a panel with a red button. At midship on the right wall is the ship's main diagnostic computer. Directly across are 2 passenger seats. Ahead of you is the cockpit. The access panel has been removed to reveal an empty reactor compartment. You drop the reactor into the hole. In attempting to reconnect the cables, you find that one is much too short. You carefully connect the wire between the ship and the reactor, putting the tile back in place once you've finished. Alright. System check in progress, power level nominal, everything online. Perfect! Okay. You are sitting in the pilot's seat of this sporty little ship. In front of you is the control panel, which contains a computer screen. I'd like to say for the record, I don't know if I mentioned this at the start, you can actually control your character by the mouse. You can click around a bit, but it still requires you to type in certain commands. So I generally just prefer to use the keyboard entirely, and except for one or two things. Okay. Activate radar. Activate engines. And take me away! You feel a strong rumbling as the ship strains to loosen itself from the confines of the junk heap accumulated at its base. Finally, it begins to rise. Yay! The ship rises several meters, then stops abruptly. An alarm from the computer attracts your attention. Apparently, there is something obstructing stuff. So, activate front shields. The shot blasts a new orifice in the side of the junk freighter. The pressure generated by the desire of the ship's atmosphere to escape to the considerably lower pressure of space causes your ship to be spit out like a watermelon seed. Well, that's a great description. Alright. What do I want to do first? Volcanic, blah 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 blah. I don't like it. Fleabut. It has a settlement. Let's do it. Standby. Course locked. And light speed. Uh-oh. Well, that can't be good. Identity confirmed. Roger Wilco. Case... something. Wilco wanted for... vending machine... judgment? Terminate. It's... the Terminator. A flashing message on your monitor attracts your attention. Throttling engine back. Orbiting planet. And let's land. I always thought the way the planet is drawn, it looks like it's like extending out or something. And I think that's just a limitation of what the art there. With a mighty whump, you set the aluminum mallard down on the surface of Fleabut. And I'd like to say for the record, I love this ship. Like, like, being able to have my own ship, like at the time we didn't have a lot of games where you could do stuff like that, like walk around your own ship. Like in Star Trek Online you can do that, you can do it in Star Wars, The Old Republic, like a lot of online games. There's other games where you can walk around your ship like Mass Effect and stuff like that. But back then, you really didn't have that. So having a ship like this was really awesome. And push the red button, and out I go. As you step out of your ship onto the surface of Fleabut, you are hit in the face by the harsh winds. It looks like a storm is brewing. Meanwhile, another spacecraft touches down elsewhere on the very same planet. Crap. You can even see the gap in his teeth from here. Yeah. I'd like to say for the record that for a guy who is, yay tall, his steps are really short. Like, he has a really small stride. Okay, cool things. You can get eaten by the snake. And the idea is, you see several large sand dunes and a few worn rocks. It's pink sand. Uh-oh. You are startled by the sight of a giant beast just beyond the sand dune to the north. Your fear turns to curiosity as you realize that it is not a real beast, but a mechanical creation. Although it still looks dangerous, you can't decide whether to blast off this rock or inspect further the wonders of Fleabut. Let's check the little bugger out. He looks cute. Y'all come back now, you hear? Alien scum. Aha! A tourist trap! This giant metal facsimile of a space beast is nothing more than a cheap marketing ploy designed to suck in any moron dumb enough to fall for such trickery. You suddenly feel like a dumb moron. They also started making fun of the player a lot more. You peer through the glass of the display case and find a cute and cuddly little creature. A small sign on the glass informs you that this is an Antarian slime devil. How cute! They may be cute, but only an idiot would get near one. Looks like you won't be around to appreciate the other diverse wonders of this garden spot of the universe. Congratulations on your recent death. Hi, stranger. The name is Blast, Fester Blast. Welcome to the World of Wonders. Go ahead. Have a look at some of the most trendiest items in the known universe. Make the most of your vacation, Buckazoid. So, you may remember that I do have one thing left in my inventory, and that's the gem from Space Quest 2. You know, the one I stuck in my mouth to be able to see where I was going inside of the cave and stuff. Ooh! My, that certainly is one fine hunk of Orium. I'll take it off your hand for 350 Buckazoids. What do you say? I'll take it off your hand for 400 Buckazoids. What do you say? I'll take it off your hands for 425 Buckazoids. What do you say? Yeah, why not? Or a rat on a stick. Okay. A wise choice. I'm sure you'll be very, very pleased. Arrakis. You examine one of the many interesting postcards. Arrakis, a great spot for winter travel. Arrakis holds many delights for the adventurous vacationer. Nothing can compare with a blinding dust storm or being crushed by a sandworm. You'll examine one of the many interesting postcards. Black Hole Bertha. Like a giant interstellar vacuum, Black Hole Bertha comes sweeping through the galaxy. All travelers are advised to stay away from Bertha. Just buy the postcard, then tell everyone you went there. Yeah, that seems about right. Oh, no. Ortega. You examine one of the many... Okay, sorry. Ortega. The volcanoes of Ortega are constantly reshaping its surface. Dressed in heat-resistant underwear, the hardy traveler can find a lava lover's paradise in this starkly enjoyable planet. Oh. Cards. Roberta Land. Roberta Land, come join the fun at the fun park of the future. You see characters from your favorite stories come to life again and again. Recently revised, so don't miss a single thrilling scene. Beta Alpha Starless Region. Looking for some real solitude? Come to a place that's so far from everything that you can't even see stars. Mind-numbing boredom greets you as you drift aimlessly through nothing. A must for the brain dead. Ooh. Astro Chicken Hat. A wise choice. Underwear. I want that. Thermal weave underwear. For high-temp planet. Sounds good if I'm going to Ortega. Oh, it doesn't like underpants? Darn it! think that's all I can get here. Did I save or did I just push wrong? Okay. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, looks like that lightning's getting closer. Better be careful out there. So, this is Roger Wilco, the man I have been sent across the universe to track down and terminate. 1 second. I am not impressed. You were too easy to find. You tend to leave a mess wherever you go. That's much better. Seems you forgot to pay for that Lebion Therapy's mating whistle. Now let's see. With interest, that comes to 400,000 Bakazoids. I don't think you've got that kind of cash on you. No, I didn't think so. The good people at the Gippozoid Novelty Co. are most displeased. Non-payment is a serious offense. But lucky for you, I'm in a good mood today. I will count to 10 really slow, then I track you down. If you make it to your ship, I forget I see you. But if I catch you again, I dust you like bunt cake. Okay, so there's actually 2 ways to deal with this guy. And the one I'm going to show you is the one I've always done it. This other way, I had no idea it even existed. There's this area where there's a little cave and it has these little pods that'll suck you up. Which is a reference to Half-Life, I just realized. Or Half-Life was a reference to it. Anyway, either way, I saw that in somebody else's playthrough, and I don't remember the guy's name. But, oh my word, I was so shocked when I realized there was more than one way. I see you, Wilco! I was so shocked when I found out there was more than one way to solve this. Reaching up, you give the rope pulley a mighty shove. Bam! Now, I have no idea how the belt did not get totally flattened and shredded during that, but apparently it's much better made than the robot, which is kind of incredible, actually. The Terminator is now a pile of junk on the first level platform. Looking closely, you notice that the Terminator's invisibility belt has survived relatively intact. Okay. Uh-oh. Elevator gone. Oh, it's you. Hey, what's going on here? Didn't you read the sign saying we're closed for repairs? Oh, I see. You've gotten rid of that grease-swilling android. Never did like that Terminator series. Good riddance to bad circuits. Well, you might as well ride down with me. Okie dokie. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay. This program is too stupid to understand what you just said. Oh no! A venomous scorpizoid! Watch out! Okay, I'll show you where the other solution is for the Terminator droid. At least I'll try. I'm hoping I'm not totally biffing it with this one. Okay, here we go. The pods up there basically send out a tentacle, then grab stuff, and then eat it, just like the creatures in Half-Life. If you do it right, the droid will walk underneath of there, get eaten by one of them, and then that's it. So, I did not know you could even do... Shoot, that was close. You know, got killed by the venomous scorpizoid. Okay, yeah, but when I found out, I was just surprised out of my mind. I was like, no way! Probably one of the first... It's the second time there's been a multiple solution puzzle in this game. In this series, actually. Okay. Well, let's see what else is out there. I'm already there, so let's keep looking. Hey! Food! A finite number served. Oh, that's the planet. I was curious. I was like, really? I'm already there? No, nope, nope, nope. That was me being stupid. Well, at least now I know. There is a moment when if you use when you fly to one of the planets, they're so close that you don't actually have to fly. Well, I guess you do. You can just set it to attack speed and it'll work out anyway. If you set it to attack speed now, it won't even let you get there. It'll just be like, yeah, you're there forever. It's still not getting there. You are not getting anywhere. Okay. And there's the Enterprise. And obviously a McDonald's reference. Like, look at all the cool aliens in this one now. And just the detail and how they made the levels and stuff. So different. With the docking maneuver completed, the engines shut down. Welcome to Monolith Burger. You pop the hatch and ramble on in. The decor, like the food, is the same in Monolith Burgers all over the universe. Generic counter clerks are eagerly waiting to help you. Diverse life forms are crowded around the counter and sitting in booths consuming what can only loosely be termed food. Yep, that's what McDonald's is. Your eyes take in the diversity of alien forms without much interest. After all, you're quite a spacefaring kind of guy. In other words, he doesn't care. Pow! Quit crowding, jerk! Oh. Yes, the cold plastomold tables are like millions of others you've seen. Come on, don't sit at a dirty table. Welcome to Monolith Burger. May I take your order? Alright. I feel like I'm hungry. I've been asleep for forever, so let's just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flay Orat. 5. Big Belcher combo sounds good. Fun meal, perfect. And Space Buds. A Tango. Let's go with the Sloppy Slurper. I guess I already got one in the Big Belcher combo, but I feel like I'm going to be drinking a lot. Of soda. Would you like some Space Buds with that? Yes or yes? Would you like a black fruit pie with that? Your total is 36 buckasides. Have a nice day! You gingerly pick up the greasy bag. You can hardly wait to have a seat and dig in. Well, he's enjoying that. Ow! Hey, what's this in my burger? Oh, it must be my fun meal prize. Hey, it's a swell decoder ring. That was mighty tasty. Well, maybe mildly tasty. Well, maybe not tasty at all. In fact, it reminded you of the slick skin of a Vorlian mucus worm. That is one cool critter right here. This thing right there, that's awesome. I don't know if it's based on anything. Astro Chicken, made by Scumsoft. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you one of the first truly annoying arcade sections of Space Quest. Now, originally Space Quest, the first arcade thing was the skimmer. And that wasn't too bad. I don't like it because I don't like arcade sections in a lot of my games. I like just doing straight adventure stuff. If there's mini games in like MMOs, I'm okay with that. But this was awful. Here's how you play. You're trying to land the dang chicken as best you can without him... that's a little too much. And if he lands too fast... If he lands too fast, he bounces off the pad, so... And if he lands on anything else, he dies. Game over, try again. Oh! And it is literally this annoying. Yeah. And there it is, I've won once. Once! And you have a certain amount of feed. Once the feed runs out, he just does whatever. So you know what I normally do is just go like this. Engage, speed, power. Like, I think it'll work better if you, it works better if you try winning. Wait a minute, did he just do flips? Okay. I gotta see if I did that right. Is there literally a flip button? Oh, okay. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, I got it. No. Oh my goodness. Don't do it. Don't. Oh, crap. Crap. And there's a little bit of a, like, reaction. Like, if you hold down the button... Yeah! And again. And not that time. Yeah. And getting him to, pick up after a failure is not easy. Like, 90% of the time, he dies very, very easily. Wow, I'm actually doing pretty good. I've never done this good before. Oh, that was a little, too much, too much. Oh, got it. Oh, I'm getting points for that. Dude! I bet you can get max score only if you do perfectly on this. I am getting, like, serious points for that. And you might be wondering, Dauntless, is this truly necessary? The answer is yes. Yes, it is. I could die, like, literally lose the game 8 million times, but... Oh, crap! Crap! No, no, no! But... There it is. Look at that. Already there. It would take a lot longer with the, if you were dying. Okay, so, again, alphabet, so... Use the decoder ring I got from the fun meal. And now, if you want, you can sit there and translate that. Basically, it says, help us. We are... I think it's a B, right? Yep. Being held captive. That N? No, yeah, that is a V. Being held captive. That symbol is an H? No, that's a Y. By S Scumsoft on the planet, on the S small moon of Pestulon. And basically it tells you that there's a device that is hiding the moon. Basically the moon is invisible right now because there's a device hiding it, but it's on Ortega that the device is. So you have to go and take out the device on Ortega before you can get to the moon. Obviously a reference to Return of the Jedi. It says at that last one, I'm just curious. It says two guys in in trouble. Two guys in trouble. It's signed two guys in trouble, literally. And there it is. That is our mission. We are going to go save the two guys. Uh-oh. Hey, that's normally how I feel about McDonald's food. Man, that Big Belcher combo was a little too much for your delicate digestive tract. You feel better now, except for being hungry again. Of course, the thought of eating here doesn't appeal to you right at the moment. That's alright. You slide back into the ship, closing the hatch behind you. The docking control beam begins guiding you safely clear of Monolith Burger. So I gotta go to Ortega. Activate engines! Right! And let's do it. And there it is. Set course for Ortega. Now, as you might remember, I have the thermal weave underwear so I can walk on here without getting melted. There's an interesting... I'll show it to you when I play the game, but in Space Quest 4, you can actually come back here. Light speed! Engage! Gosh, isn't it amazing how big a spot those space gnats make when you're traveling at light speed? Apparently there are bugs on the windshield even in space. An interesting memory I just remembered. When I was a kid, me and my brother, of course, played this. A flashing message on your monitor attracts your attention. When we were kids, me and my brother played these games so much that we memorized the entire soundtrack. Now, obviously with the first two, there was literally no soundtrack, like for almost the entire game. But starting with 3, there was more music. So when we would play, when we were trying to get to sleep, we would be laying there in bed whistling, because we learned to whistle. My dad is a big whistler. We would be laying in our bed whistling out the entire soundtrack from start to finish of Space Quest. Starting with 3, and we go all the way through 4 and all that, and we go through the entire thing. And normally that would help us get to sleep. Or it was when our parents would finally tell us to stop whistling and go to bed. With a mighty whump, you set the aluminum mallard down on the surface of Ortega. After figuring out which side is the front, you put on the thermal weave underwear. They power up automatically, keeping you comfy at all temperatures. My, this is one hot planet, but you don't care. You're beating the heat with thermal weave underwear. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Let's see, is there anything I need to remember around here? Nope. You can see lots of cool stuff, like the volcano. The planet Ortega is truly a lava lover's paradise. The volcanic activity constantly reshapes its surface, so if you have any maps older than last week, throw them out. That's an interesting point. I guess I never noticed that before. Last time I played this, I was a lot younger, and so I didn't quite get all of it. It appears that parts of this planet's surface are not entirely stable. Better be careful, or you'll end up in that lava fondue below. Oh. Okay. Obviously loyal company men. The Scumsoft employees are happily performing their duties, but looking at their weapons, you probably don't want to get too close. And because I'm sure you're all wondering what happens when I get shot, way to go, Ace. You blundered your way to within range of the pirate's jello gun. You suffocate in an impenetrable block of jello. That's actually a pretty unique weapon. Like, I'm not saying it would be practical, but, yeah. It's actually lime jello. More specifically. I forgot which part says that. Oh, look at that. I remember I loved those ships. It's a speedy little short-range Skull fighter, fully armed with the latest in offensive weaponry. You probably wouldn't want to tangle with one of these babies. Alright, and now it's a bit of a waiting game. Alright, you hear the roar of the pirate's scout ship taking off. The ship streaks across the sky to an unknown destination. And there it is. The planet Ortega is truly... Okay, already seen that. Another word that I had to learn how to spell. It looks like it's probably used for surveying and stuff like that. Okay. Aha! You've discovered the force beam generator, and that moon must be Pestulon. Alright, so we're going to have to get rid of it. It's all yours. It's full of thermal detonators. Star Wars. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so sorry. I suddenly forgot how to spell detonator. You pick up one of the detonators. Be careful, you could blow your fingers off with that thing. So, interesting, if you decide to go back to the ship with this thing, you walk on the ground that shakes, you'll blow up. You reach the rim of the decayed cinder cone and are overwhelmed by the sight. An impressive machine of staggering size sits in the middle of the volcanic crater. That is pretty impressive. This is one of the areas where, as I said, it looks a little more blank. Also Fleabut a little bit, but it's not quite that bad because it's more of a scale issue than anything else. And Fleabut, I mean, I get that it's more of a desert planet. While trying to catch your breath, you take in the panoramic view. Below you can see your ship off in the distance, and volcanoes stretch out over the horizon. There is a large circular opening here at the top of the generator. This must be where the beam originates. Watch your step up here. I'd like to say for the record, I'm glad nobody was standing up here when I landed. The explosion disables the force field generator. You may now travel safely to Pestulon. Let's get out of here. Sounds like the puppy is enjoying his toys. Uh-oh, that detonator has apparently set off a chain reaction of earthquakes. You'd better get off this rock ASAP. I love how every time I try to break something, it breaks everything else along with it. Like, seriously, I stopped Vohal and it took out his entire asteroid fortress. I don't even remember how I managed to do that. All I did was tell it to stop launching the, whatchamacallits, the insurance salesman. The Star Generator took out the entirety of the Deltar. Not that I'm too worried about that, but... My, things have certainly changed since you were here last. That unstable rock has fallen into the shimmering lava below. Another incredible thing. Your brow furrows in grim determination, as you prepare for a tremendous leap. Hiya! Bam! The Romanian judge gives you a 9.5. Pretty impressive right there. A truly outstanding jump by one of the finest young athletes you've seen this season. You'd like to try that again, but your pole seems to have fallen into the tumultuous lava below. I don't want to try that again. I nearly died the first time. Alright, let's go check out Pestulon. Okay, and look at the controls again. Navigation, scan. We're already there. Been there, done that. No thank you. There it is. Set course. Uncharted. It figures. My computer has a sense of humor. So I can actually do attack speed, but I'm going to do a cruising speed. And we'll just wait for a few moments. There we go. It's a moon, so it's not like it's too far away from me. Orbiting Pestulon. Bring us down. It looks like I started behind Ortega and just kind of shot over there all of a sudden. I thought I already arrived at Pestulon. With a mighty whump, you set the aluminum mallard down on the surface of Pestulon. Okay. What a peaceful planet for a software company, you think to yourself. What a shame it had to be Scumsoft. You are surrounded by what can only be described as tree-like growths, towering high above you. The turf has a mossy texture. Alright. You make your way through the forest of strange trees to this clearing where you discover the entrance to some large underground complex. This must be Scumsoft. Suddenly the door to the complex begins to open. Several guards file out of the entrance and disperse into the woods. They must have been alerted to your presence when you landed. 2 guards remain behind to watch the entrance. Well, I can deal with that. Okay, you wear the belt. Wow, this thing really works! You then quickly realize that you only have a few moments before the belt's power pack is depleted. What's happening? It looks like you've made it just in time, as the invisibility belt is now completely out of power. Okay. As I remember, you can really horribly die with this. Yep, don't want to do that yet. I'm not wearing anything that looks like anything they'd wear. That's the wrong door. That's not it. There it is. You find yourself in, guess, a janitor's closet. You certainly have a sixth sense about this kind of thing. You find yourself... Okay. Rummaging around the cramped closet, you find a pair of old, grimy janitorial coveralls. What a great idea, Roger. No one would be suspicious of a janitor walking around. You grab the coveralls and pull them on. seizing the opportune moment to dump all of the old items you've been pocketing along the way. What a great disguise! Wait, what's this? You reach down into the pocket of the grimy coveralls and find, well, what do you know? Mr. Garbage, a trash vaporizer. You see these babies in all the janitorial supply catalogs, but your superiors were always too cheap to outfit you with one. Nice! Now, an interesting control that I need to remember. Okay, this is something that is a little more annoying. So you go over here and hope and pray that you don't totally botch anything. Because if you botch too much, they'll fire you and you'll get killed. Okay, it's F3. F3 automatically calls back the controls that you, calls back what you just typed. Remember, you gotta get everybody's trash. If you walk too far away and don't get one, you lose. I'm gonna get this guy's over here just because. And of course, I think you get extra points if you zap all of the trash. Elmo Pug, the boss. Surreptitiously, you snatched the picture of Elmo. I'd like to say for the record, it's kind of obvious just how much people liked Microsoft at the time. First, making sure that no one else is watching, you slip Elmo's picture into the copier and press the start button. Out pops a beautifully reproduced copy, which you roll up and stash in your pocket. Don't forget the original. Wisely, you replace the original picture of Elmo. I'm pretty sure that at the time people were really upset with Microsoft and all that because of how well they were doing. This was during the time when like Microsoft was really in the news about like because of all the, you know, business practices they had at the time. Nowadays, it's more like, look at how terrible Windows is and all that, or comparing Windows and stuff like that. But yeah. Okay, this is the hardest part of the whole thing, because you can so easily miss one of these. Oops, you missed. Don't miss. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, don't do that. There we go. Behind the desk sits a boy who looks to be about 14 years old. "Do your job and get out," he blurbs. "You are in the boss's cubicle area, and the boss is in. Be irreverent." Everyone here looks related. It's like a secret society of nerds. Over the top of the partitions, you can see two gentlemen cracking whips. You assume that it must be the programming department. Yep, that's kind of how programming departments are. I like how hey, you got the guy walking around with like shorts on and flip-flops. I think that's supposed to be like a version of Scott Murphy and Mark Crow, or it's Ken Williams or something, but I know they're supposed to be referencing somebody. You stand on a platform overlooking the Scumsoft vehicle bay. In the center of the hangar sits your ship, surrounded by rows of short-range Skull fighters. Now, how will you ever get out of here? Well, first of all, the boss is gone. Little bugger. You take the key card. Okay, another thing to notice between... Let's see... My memory could be deceiving me here. I think in the first one your hair was black. No, it was brown. His hair has always, I guess, been a light brown. I was under the impression there was some point when it started looking more blondish. You hear several clicks. I'm in, you think to yourself. Wrong voice. Then you hear a synthesized voice say, keycard finalized, stand by for composite facial scan. You cautiously enter a darkened chamber. A seemingly bottomless shaft drops off into a black abyss. On a platform in the center of the chamber, the two guys from Andromeda wiggle helplessly in lime jello. The platform can only be reached by the 4 retractable bridges at each entrance. It's not retract, it's extend bridge. There we go. That works. If all else fails, just type something simple, like push button. Yuck! You hate lime jello! Another arcade sequence coming up here, by the way. You successfully free the two guys from their slimy confines, and they begin to speak. Thanks, dude. That's great to be out of that green slime. Hey, what's your name? Roger Wilco. You admit? Admit? I have to admit that my name is even anything at all. They discovered a distress message we coded into the Astro Chicken game and sent us here as punishment. Let's get out of here before we're discovered. So, what's your plan for getting us out of here, Wilco? Nah, boy. Nobody's going anywhere. You must have thought you were getting pretty clever, Mr. Wilco, disguising yourself as a janitor. Unfortunately for you, my boy has found your sorry excuse for a ship in the woods. Escort this gentleman to the arena. You boys haven't seen a good fight in quite a while. And do away with those two Andromedans. They've been more trouble than they're worth. Take them away. Apparently we're going to an arena. Dun 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 dun. You and the two guys are separated and escorted away. A door opens and you are led into the dark unknown. Oh boy. You can win this by blocking, but it takes forever. Okay, Wilco, the name of the game is Nukem Dukem Robots. Duke Nukem and Rock'em Sock'em the same thing. The only rule is that there are no rules. Okay, I just realized I forgot to read the controls. So, let's do this. Up. We're... Interesting. I need to restore back, because I totally don't remember the controls. I'm sorry. I am so sorry about that. Thankfully, it's not too bad. Ho ho! Ho ho ho! And moving on. Glow, glow, glow. I should have totally even looked at the controls just while the guy was talking, for crying out loud. Whee! I actually also like the robots. Okay, J is to punch, M is to block. There is a way you can do this where you can glitch it. Ah! Like that. Well, kids, there is always a way to slightly glitch the system in some of these games. I was just playing one of the Tomb Raiders and discovered that there was this little glitch where the guy would get stuck in one of the bosses, and I basically managed to pull it off and just blew the guy away. It was hilarious. But yes, if you are not skilled enough to beat something, figure out how to get by it without, too much trouble. Well, Roger, you done good. You managed to rescue the two guys and escape from Pestulon alive. Looks like this will be a milk run from here on out. That was easy. Gosh, Raj, we really appreciate you saving us and all. Not skippable, by the way. Yeah, we were really scared. We didn't know what Pug was going to do to us. I don't think it takes that long for me to read it, just FYI. Hey, don't you think we better get out of here? Pug's really sore, and he probably sent some ships after us. Warning, short-range fighters approaching from rear. Weapons lock on detected. Another way of doing this, slow the speed down so that it is easier to target this stuff. Alright, let's do this. There was no other attempts back before this. Yeah, we got it. This should be in rear, right? Target is... in rear. Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm terrible. Got him! Okay, we'll speed it up just a little bit. Target, negative. That's a little more comfortable. Oh, what am I doing? I'm like terrible. There we go! Bugger! Gotcha! Haha! Next! And you have to switch the shields back and forth to make sure... I mean, obviously you're seeing that, but yeah, you do have to switch the shields, otherwise you're screwed! In rear. I don't remember how many times you gotta do this, but... yes. In rear, bam. Dude. Oh no. What am I doing? Like, I'm not even, like... I keep pushing the button that, like, takes me away from it. I haven't done this in forever. Alright. My shields are getting low. You can tell because the coloring there is a little more dull. Oh, come on! Don't do that to me! Don't do it! Dauntless, you're Ah, crap. Well, this could be another instance of me having to try again. Maybe. My shields are still there, so let's see. Man, my brain must be shut off right now. Maybe I need more coffee. Shield depleted. It's now or never, kids. Oh no. Yep. Okay. Let's try that again. Yeah, I'm apparently terrible at this. And this is the one thing about this game I truly didn't like, is the arcade sequences were not skippable, and they are evil. Like, really evil. Like right now, I am... Thank you. Okay, I have an idea. We're going to save each time I take one out. That way, if I fail, I can restore back. I can do this the really cheap way. 99% of the times, that's how I win my games. By doing something really stupid and cheap. Ah, gotcha. And... here we go. You know, all I'm having to do is actually push the up and left diagonal button. One would think... one would think I could just do that. And totally beat this without a problem. But no! I think I went the wrong way. Oh, that was over him. That was way over him. Good grief, there's a lot. They send a ton at you. The remaining enemy ships have given up and are heading back to the planet. It looks like you were just too much for them. Yep, that's right. I was too much for them. Absolutely nothing went wrong. Man, oh man, you really showed those bozos a thing or two. Now can we get something to eat? Thanks. Oh, I can't save. Okay. You informed the two guys that Lightspeed is no longer functional. They're not overly pleased about this piece of news. What? Now I'll never get any food. Some rescuer you are. Well, geez, I'll just, leave you in the jello next time. At least you have something to eat. Hey, what's this thing on the wall? It says Lightspeed Maintenance Access Panel. Gee, maybe I can fix this bucket of plasto bolts. Yeah, this is it. This fan belt thing came off the round thing it was on. Just a second. Okay, she is all fixed. Let's go grab a burger. Too late. You realize that you have no course laid in. The light engines kick in before you can override. You inform the two guys that Lightspeed is now functional, but it's out of control. They're not overly pleased with this bit of news either.
Ah! We're all gonna die!
Oh no! Why did I get up this morning?
Mommy!
Careening blindly through space, your ship speeds toward a sizable black hole. Once within the gravitation of the black hole, there's no escape. You plunge into destiny. It's Bertha! I can finally get that postcard and legitimately say that I've been to Bertha. The overwhelming force of the black hole draws your ship in. Helpless to do anything, you and your passengers strap in and hope for the best. You enter a blackness like no other you have ever experienced. All sense of time and speed are lost. Because I'm sure that's how entering a black hole would work. Suddenly, a bright light becomes visible in the distance. It grows larger as your ship races toward it. Finally, you are hurled out of the blackness into a parallel universe. Yeah, this just got deep, folks. We just went from Space Quest to alternate universes. You cut the engines to sublight speed as you near a seemingly habitable planet. And I think we all know what planet that is. You can kind of see the United States and going down into, you know, South America, Brazil. And hey, look, it's Sierra. This is when these guys were starting to get a serious sense of humor put in their games. Not so serious, actually. It was pretty silly, but it was awesome. You can see the little beard on the guy down there. Greetings, Earthling. We are the two guys from Andromeda, universally famous software authors. Mark. And I am Roger Wilco, space-age swashbuckler and all-around nice guy. Swashbuckler. Hello, I'm Ken Williams, president and founder of Sierra Online. So, you two guys are software authors, huh? What are your credentials? What are your credits? Ever heard of Astro Chicken? No? Good. How about you two guys come to work for me? Sounds great! How many buckazoids does it pay? Buckazoids? Say, Mr. Williams, do you need a janitor? No. They just walk away. As our space saga comes to a close, Roger, feeling a little left out, struts off to his ship with the satisfaction of knowing his mission has been accomplished. He just created Space Quest. The two guys from Andromeda go on to create the Space Quest series of adventure games, reaping fame and fortune. They grow fat on their success, and soon become burnt out and begin a drunken tailspin into obscurity. Ooh, there's a happy look for the future there, Mr. Crow. And so we bid our hero a fond farewell as the ship once again bursts into light speed. Course unknown. And there you have it. Alright, Space Quest 3. Storyline was actually a little more in-depth than the other ones, thanks to the following for their cooperation in the making of this game. Pestulon, Department of Forestry. It had a lot of... Obviously it was an improvement. There was more music, there was more better graphics, more detail, the controls were better, the puzzles, for the most part, were better. Those arcade things I hate so much. But, overall, it's not bad. Again, I still love it. The next one, though, that's where they took it to a whole new level. And I need to find time to play that one, because I keep remembering these as being longer, and it could be because I know how to do it well enough that I can kind of breeze through it pretty quick, but I know the first one was about an hour, next one was an hour and a half. I can't even check what this one is until I shut it down, but well, I can minimize. It'll be a little bit of a glitch in the sound, but that's about it. This is actually took less time than the last one, so yeah. I don't know if there's any real news. I still want to get back and do Ultimate General Civil War. There's a lot of other stuff that I want to get into doing again, like I want to do some more Mushroom Wars and stuff like that. But I do want to complete Space Quest first, and I do intend to do some of the fan games. There's Incinerations, which was absolutely fantastic. If I do like my top 3 Space Quest games, including the fan-made ones, Incinerations is like number 2, with Space Quest 4 being the number 1 best. And 6, I don't even count that as being a Space Quest game. I try to ignore that it ever existed. It was so bad. But the problem is, Incinerations has characters that were only introduced in 6, and they were big characters. It wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like Fester Blatz where he shows up on Fleabut, and even if you skip 3 and go right to 6, he shows up again in 6. And it's not like if you skip, then you'll then you'll look at it and go, oh, well, who's this guy? It really doesn't matter. But with 6 and Incinerations, it's a big name character named Stellar Santiago. And, like, Carmen Sandiego. But anyway, she shows up in Incinerations as another major character, so it's kind of put me on a little bit of a dilemma, shall we say, because I hate 6. Like, I hate it. If I played it, I would have to use a walkthrough, because there are so many little puzzles in there, like mini puzzles, that drove me nuts. Especially this one where you gotta, like, reset this little device and stuff like that. I hate it so much. But, again, if I don't play it, Incinerations doesn't make quite as much sense. It also, Incinerations makes reference to the fact that you may notice in the first 3 games... Excuse me. I gotta stop doing that. In the first 3 games, Roger Wilco was pretty tough. In the first one, he blasted his way through the Deltar. In the second one, you may notice he kind of kicked everything's butt on his way through and figured out ways to basically blow up or knock out everything in his way. Except for maybe the, Levion Terror Beast. But, in 4, he's still pretty tough, but it's a little bit of a balance. It's not... In 5, though, all of a sudden he becomes a lot more klutzy. Like, a lot more klutzy. And then in 6, he is just a flat-out idiot. Like, every single puzzle, every single time you do something, the game makes it a point of showing just how much of a moron Roger Wilco is. And Incinerations, surprisingly enough, that's what it is touching on. It touches on the reason why Roger Wilco became that much of a klutz over, those 2 episodes. So, we'll have to see how that works out, whether I decide to do that or not. I might just explain it and, like, do a quick blurb before I do Incinerations or something. And then there's the game before it. There was, Vohal's Revenge 2, or Vohal Returns, or something like that. And it's made by the same guy who did Incinerations. So, I'll have to figure that out. But I will definitely be doing the next 2 games, 4 and 5. So thank you for watching. Hopefully we will see you in the next video. We'll see you there when I create it. But until then, you all have a great rest of your day, and thank you for watching.